Buddha? No. So I do yoga. I love it. The hot yoga, you just dripping, sweating, tired, and sore. That's what I do. So I think that if you're a Christian, you're a missionary, because a missionary is just a person with a mission. So a missionary doesn't mean that I have to be in another country or another city. You don't have to pack up money. You don't have to raise nothing. You can walk out of your door every day and there's a mission field. In your classroom, at your job, in your family. We've got people in our family who's not saved, friends around us. And so I think being a missionary today means that I am focused mainly on whatever mission God has given me. And so that may be using a particular gift. It may be doing a particular work. Some people are great singers. Some people are great creative minds, whatever the case may be. And just when I walk out my door every day, whether I'm in the grocery store or in my classroom, do I look at every single person like, this is my mission field? God might spark a conversation with a stranger with me today, and they might need to know Jesus. Or maybe they need a church to go to, or need encouragement, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's taking that perspective from the traditional, I've packed up my family and now we live in India, you know, that I'm a missionary. Every morning God lets me open up my eyes. I've got a mission that He wants me to accomplish that day. That the core of Jesus' ministry has been lost, because if you look at the ministry of Jesus Christ, it was not popular, and the people that He hung with were not the most godly and the most religious, and the disciples that He chose were not the valedictorians. They were the B team. They were the fishermen, because if they were that smart, they would have been rabbis. They were fishermen. And so he took a motley crew, an unusual group of people. He did unusual things, and somehow that's morphed into, now to be Christian you need to be popular. And so now you have to have thousands of people at your church, or you've got to look like the world and dress like the world, and your music has to almost sound like the world except you say Jesus. And so I think this whole thing has gotten lost, that it's okay to be called and set apart. That's what it means to be sanctified. That God said, I've set you apart from the world. And sometimes I think if you were to line us all up, you wouldn't know who's who. And so I think the influence has been lost because we're so busy under the world's influence that we haven't found our own. You don't have to try to be different. Sometimes I think, especially if you're an artistic person or creative, or sometimes with youth when we're young, we just are trying to be different. You know, what color is my hair gonna be? How am I gonna wear my hair? How am I gonna look? What my kicks gonna look like? What's gonna be my style? And sometimes you try so hard to be different. Well, everybody's trying to be different, so y'all end up looking the same. So I think being countercultural, if you just stand for Christ and not follow the crowd, that's countercultural. You don't have to try that hard. When everybody else is like, I'm about to go see this movie, blah, 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 and you're single, and you know you don't need to see another movie with another shirtless fine man in it because you know it's gonna lead you to stumble, you just go, oh, I don't need to see that because it's not gonna be good for me. When everybody else is going out to eat and you know, I'm really on a budget because I know I'm tired and I got my stuff together, I can't do that. You don't have to try hard because the world has its own way of doing things, and when you just start making decisions that are spirit-led and honor the Lord, they will be countercultural. I found out about Impact when I was in college, and for some reason, I can't remember if I didn't go. I think I tried to go one summer and then couldn't make it or something. So I always knew about it, and I always had friends that went, and I don't think we had a chapter at my campus, but I tried to go one year and I couldn't make it. And then in 06, they asked us to come do workshops. And so my husband and I did workshops 06, 08, and 10. And then last year and this year, I started. I love this age group. I love kind of that late high school and those college years. And I think I heard a very wise man once say, you know, your misery is your mission. That's your ministry. And my misery were like my late high school and college years. And it wasn't, you know, horrible, but I did not stay close with the Lord like I could have. I acted crazy and did all kinds of and stuff, and I grew up in a great Bible teaching church with Christian parents, and it was always supposed to be right. And I just kind of did what I wanted to do, and then didn't really decide to be serious for Jesus until I was like 26. And I was like, get your life together. So I think seeing myself, excuse me, seeing myself in those seats, I just know what it was like, and I wish that someone that I could have really related to had challenged me in the Lord, because at that time, pretty much had my parents and my pastor, and they 30 years older than me, so I was like, y'all don't understand. And so I think I'm just very passionate about talking to young people and saying, look, you're not gonna say something that scares me. If you experiment with homosexuality, lesbianism, struggling with sex, experiment with drugs, drinking, all of that, you're not gonna scare me. Let's be real, and let's talk about what the Lord is gonna do in your heart, and that you can live for Him. So I think that's why it will always be a passion for me. Yes, being a mission in action, I really believe the points of what I was sharing tonight. Finding your focus, not feeling like I've got to dibble and dabble in all these things, because we get spiritually fickle, and this is cool one time, and now I'm gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try that. And sometimes the Christian life doesn't seem appealing, because God is saying, if you just stay the course, then I can use you. So really being intentional about asking the Lord, what is it that you have for me, God? What do I need to do? What is my life calling? What are my gifts? How do you want to use those things? Because when you get that focus and He's laid out that course for you, then you move to being able to make the right choices, and then His favor shows up, and you're able to walk an active lifestyle and live an active lifestyle as a missionary, and not just be sitting there wondering, what am I supposed to be doing every day? I don't think God called anybody to be a spectator. I don't think He wants us to be enamored and impressed with somebody else's great life. I think He says, I have a great life for you, and you're staring at theirs for so long, you've missed the one I have for you. And you know, life is a vapor. You're gone tomorrow. Everybody don't live to 80. So I just want to encourage people that starting today, right now, the next step you take can be something that is actively on mission for God. And so what I was trying to challenge the young men and women with tonight about staying on mission and becoming active missionaries is, number one, as we looked at the decision that Daniel made in Daniel chapter 1, focus in your mind. You know, Daniel chose, it says he purposed in his heart, means he decided before he was even offered the king's food. I know before anybody brings it my way, I already know what I'm going to do, because he had made a decision to focus his mind and fix his heart. And so focus is the first thing, choosing the right food, because Daniel feasted on the diet that God had for him, that even when the king offered what seemed like great food, he was able to say no. He said, no, I'm already full with what God has given me. I don't need your extra. And so finding focusing your mind, choosing the right food, and then lastly, when we do those things consistently, we'll invite God's favor. Because in verse 9 it says that God showed Daniel favor. I mean, it was instantly. Daniel chose not to defile himself with the king's food. God showed him favor. And He showed him favor in his strength, favor in wisdom, favor in knowledge, and favor in purpose, because He gave him the gifting of visions and dreams. And it doesn't say that he had that beforehand. So God can endow us and give us gifts and purpose and set us on a course when we've proven to Him that we're going to be focused and we're going to choose the food that He's given us. Is to influence the lives of women with the truth of Jesus Christ. And so for me, that includes the young ladies that I mentor, the ladies that I disciple, the relationships that I have. And so because that's my mission, I try my best to stay engaged to that. And I mean, it could be a woman that I meet, like I said, at the grocery store or the post office or wherever. And in my mind, I'm like, that's a woman. And so I need to be open to the fact that just because this isn't church, maybe the Lord wants me to connect with her. Maybe I need to speak encouragement to her. So that's a big part of my mission, just showing and teaching women that God's truth is real, and teaching them the power of the scripture. I love the Bible, and it drives me crazy when people know 2 verses. I'm like, get your life together. You can use 20 apps on the Bible. My goodness. So teaching the truth of the Bible and encouraging women to really know that the love of God is for real. That's probably a big part of my mission. My name is Jada Edwards, and I